Learning a new language as an adult can be challenging, but recent research suggests that adopting the learning strategies of babies might make the process easier and more effective. Babies learn languages by immersing themselves in their environment, picking up on sounds, rhythms, and patterns naturally. This method, known as implicit learning, contrasts with the more formal, structured approach typically used by adults. Researchers believe that by mimicking the way babies learn, adults could improve their ability to acquire a second language. Before we proceed, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to help us with the YouTube algorithm. Implicit learning involves absorbing language passively through exposure, without consciously focusing on rules or grammar. Babies, for example, listen to the sounds and rhythms of their native language from birth, gradually understanding and producing words without formal instruction. This natural immersion allows them to develop an intuitive grasp of language that is often more robust than what adults achieve through traditional study methods. The research suggests that adults could benefit from a similar approach by immersing themselves in the new language, such as by listening to music, watching movies, or engaging in conversations with native speakers. One of the key advantages of learning a language like a baby is the focus on listening and comprehension before speaking. Babies spend months listening to their surroundings before they begin to talk, which allows them to internalize the language's sounds and structures. For adults, this might mean prioritizing listening skills in the early stages of language learning, rather than immediately trying to speak or write. By focusing on comprehension first, learners can build a stronger foundation for later fluency. Another important aspect of this learning method is the emphasis on context and interaction. Babies learn language in context, understanding words and phrases through their experiences and interactions with caregivers. Adults can replicate this by practicing language in real-life situations, such as ordering food in a restaurant or asking for directions. Engaging with the language in meaningful contexts helps reinforce learning and makes the language more relevant and memorable. Researchers also highlight the importance of making mistakes and learning from them, just as babies do. When babies start speaking, they often make errors, but these are natural parts of the learning process. Adults, however, tend to be more self-conscious and afraid of making mistakes, which can hinder their progress. By embracing errors as learning opportunities, adults can become more confident and effective language learners. The concept of motherese or infant-directed speech is another factor that might aid adult learners. This type of speech, characterized by a higher pitch, slower tempo, and exaggerated intonation, is commonly used by caregivers when talking to babies. It helps infants focus on the structure of language and understand it better. Some researchers suggest that adults might benefit from listening to simplified, slower versions of the language they are learning, especially in the early stages. This could make it easier to pick up on key elements of the language, such as pronunciation and sentence structure. In conclusion, learning a language like a baby involves immersing oneself in the language, focusing on listening and comprehension, learning in context, and embracing mistakes as part of the process. While traditional language learning methods can be effective, incorporating these natural, intuitive strategies could help adults achieve greater fluency and confidence in their second language. As research in this area continues to evolve, it may lead to new teaching methods and tools that make language learning more accessible and enjoyable for people of all ages.